Hi guys, welcome back to E&M Teacher Talk podcast. I'm Emily,
I'm Maddie.
and this is episode 3 on social emotional learning and inclusion. Today we are going to be talking about how SEL supports inclusive classroom communities, how SEL can be embedded in daily classroom practices, and how SEL builds self-awareness, self-advocacy, and decision making. Maddie, do you have any input on this?
I do. So, SEL intentionally teaches students skills that will help them better understand themselves, be respectful in social situations, and how to relate to others, which in turn will help them create an inclusive classroom. So, SEL creates a safe space where students can feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and expressing themselves, and it can help build and strengthen relationships. It also decreases the chance of conflict occurring in the classroom, which I think is great. Frameworks such as CASEL have five main focuses that support SEL and belonging, which are self management, self awareness, responsible decision making, and relationship skills. When SEL is embedded into the classroom, inclusion becomes normal.
I like how you stated the 5 main focuses. You can even make a poster of these focuses, like either on one big poster or like multiple different posters explaining self management, self awareness, and responsible decision making and relationships skills all on different posters and just put them all around your classroom. And with those in the classroom, like on the walls, and you talking about it, I agree with you that it makes these more and makes inclusion more normal within a classroom. How do you think SEL can be embedded in the classroom?
Yeah, I liked your input about the posters. That is a great idea. So, to answer your question, SEL can be embedded into the classroom in many ways. As we mentioned in our first episode, community circles are an effective way to create an inclusive classroom, along with group work, explicit modeling, and welcome rituals. Group work can help students build peer relationships and become more comfortable sharing their ideas with less people rather than the whole group. Students learn from what they're shown, and when a teacher models appropriate behavior and self regulation, it is a good influence that students can learn from. Daily welcome rituals also help students feel connected, whether it's standing by the door and acknowledging each student as they walk in, or as shown in the video we watched in class, um, by having a one on one welcome ritual with the student, or doing a full group welcome activity. It can change a student's attitude for the whole day. This will help them feel seen and valued. SEL helps students identify emotions and understand that their emotions affect their behavior. Once a student can recognize how they feel, they can then express their feelings. Both of these can lead to how a student makes smart decisions. Once they understand how they feel, they can decide what is the most responsible and respectful choice. Emily, do you have any input about this topic?
Actually, yes, I do. Social emotional learning is essential for building inclusive classroom communities where every child feels respected, understood, and feel like they're able to participate fully and not hold back. By helping students recognize emotions, practice empathy, and communicate across different differences, SEL strengthens relationship and creates a culture of belonging. It also shifts classrooms norms where teacher directed rules to shared arguments, making the environment more collaborative and equitable. When conflicts arise, SEL provides tools for repair, problem solving, and understanding others' needs. Key elements of inclusion spaces. You can actually see this within our own classroom, where as we were learning about SEL, I feel like everyone got more comfortable in realizing that we have all these same practices that we can do in our own classroom while we're also learning. And like everyone had empathy for everyone when we had people like pass on participating. No one was like, oh, look at them. Everyone had empathy for them. It was like, oh, maybe they just don't want to participate for personal reasons that are personal to them. And SEL becomes most powerful when woven into daily routines. Morning check ins, community circles like what we did in our classroom, and welcoming rituals helping students feel grounded and connected. Like what we did within our community circles, we always had a welcome ritual. It was different every classroom, but we still welcomed each other in different ways. And then during academic lessons, structured discussions, reflection prompts, and group norms support communication and collaboration. Transitions offer a chance to practice self management through breathing strategy, visual cues, and student jobs. We learned a bunch of different breathing strategies within our classroom also that I think will be very helpful in the future for us as teachers, and just so we can help our kids regulate their emotions. Throughout the day, inclusive languages, collaboration of diverse identities, and opportunities for students' voice reinforce a shared supportive community. Through these everyday practices, SEL builds core skills that help students thrive. Self awareness develops as students learn to name emotions, recognize strengths, and understand how feelings influence behavior. Self advocacy grows when students practice expression needs, asking for help, and using respectful, assertive languages. Decision making strengthens as students consider consequences, evaluate options, reflect on choices, and use empathy to guide their actions. Together, these SEL, I don't know what that word is. Com,
Um,
I'm going to just say,
competencies.
together, these SEL competencies empower students to contribute positively to an inclusive, caring classroom environment.
Emily, you made some really good points. I really liked how you pointed out that our community circle in class really brought us all together, and we had empathy for each other. I definitely noticed that throughout this quarter. So that wraps up our podcast. Um, we will see you next time.
Bye.